Hey everybody, it's Kelly. I'm not scripted, don't know what I'm gonna say, but normally I go live on Sunday nights in my codependency group and do story time with Kelly. Dogs are a little rambunctious right now, so we'll see how this goes. But I hope you enjoy their videos. They do keep me entertained, frustrated, and busy, but I love them, and I did it for myself to be able to give two amazing animals a wonderful home. Um, and I'm blessed, which is kind of what I want to talk about. Um, so today I posted a picture of some robins. That wasn't a very good picture, but and I said I was going to go live to kind of talk about that and explain what it means. And if anybody's read my book, I also put in there a story about flies and how it's kind of crazy, but I'll tell that one first. There's like in my apartment in Clinton, um, there was, I lived on the second floor and the windows in the kitchen, and I looked out and there was like 30 flies stuck to the screen crawling around on the outside. And I was like, it's like the weirdest thing. Like, why are they there? Right? So, through my journey of going from, if anybody knows my story, um, I was in a really negative place and I had to find myself and heal myself from trauma from childhood, whatever. And so I started on a spiritual journey and really kind of got my mindset looking at things in a more positive way, coming from a place of gratitude, being grateful for what I had, even if it wasn't a lot, and being able to build that into more and more and more and more. And some of you know the journey and how far I've come, and I am proud of myself, and I know a lot of people are proud of me. But anyway, the flies, right? So I'm in the kitchen and I look out the window and there's 30 flies on the window. All right. But I had done some studying on spiritual animals. Okay. And each animal has a spirit meaning, and you can Google them. So I looked up fly and it had a message for me, and I don't remember what the message is. It is in my book. You can look it up today, and there might be a little bit of a different message, but basically, whatever you're kind of going through and thinking about, or worrying about, or wondering about, you got to look for signs if you're praying, especially um, little subtle things in your day. It could even be a video, it could be a song, like how many times you've been thinking about something and a song comes on, or you're thinking about a person and they call you or text you, you know what I mean? That kind of stuff. But so there's messages, and today there was at least 10 robins out in my front yard. And normally robins are a common thing, right? But it's January, it's not spring, and they usually are in pairs. They're not in a group of 10 sitting in the front yard. And so I looked up their message and I posted it on my wall. But I was cleaning my house, and I never know what I'm going to say on my lives when I go in for Sunday nights to talk to my group. But it's usually has to do with something that came up that week for me that is relatable to them, that I can help, kind of express what I went through and share my story and kind of help them with their codependency. So I was thinking about that, and the message that comes up on my phone when I search spirit animal robin is express yourself positively to get what you want and let them know how you feel. So, my journey in coaching and teaching came about really because as an as a child of alcoholics, okay, my family was um, you know, alcoholics, some in drugs, whatever. And as a child, I did not have that homey experience. And I pretty much had to figure things out on my own. I did have people along the way to help me, of course. And we all need help. That is something that is very important to recognize. Like, you're not helpless, but if someone is helping you, it's a blessing, right? So I had people in my life that I love very much helping me along the way, but a lot of it I had to learn on my own. I made a lot of mistakes. I wasn't the greatest person. And around 39, I found myself a single parent, not making a ton of money, but I had a decent job. I was learning a lot there, personally and in corporate life, and I have people to thank for that. Um, but I was so negative, and I worked in a team environment in a room, and we fed off each other. And when I brought my crap in, it wasn't a good day. And so I got to a point where I was living in anxiety, total fear, couldn't even stand to hear myself talk or listen to what the thoughts were in my head. And I realized I really needed to change that. So along the spiritual journey, I was able to flip that, and become more positive. And I'm not perfect. I have my days. I still have my negative times. I still have my anger issues of being able to scream on a dime. But I work on it and I'm conscious of it. And, it helps me to kind of reel it in and be good about it. But having these signs is something that's really key in life. Um, Being able to, send a prayer out and get some kind of answer. Somewhere on my desk, there's a dime, a random dime, and usually people say pennies from heaven, and they'll pick up a penny and think of somebody in heaven. For me, it's a dime, and it'll show up at random times, but it's always a dime. And when I see a dime randomly, not just one that was handed to me at a cashier, I know that it's just a reminder that there is so much to be grateful for, and it just kind of brings me into that space of gratitude and being able to thank the universe, God, however you want to call it, whatever it is to you. And if you don't have anything, that's fine too. Maybe I can encourage you to have something. Um, but it's just one of those little subtle reminders. So the other really key one that some people probably know about is numbers. They come up, in sequential 111, 1111, 444, whatever it is. You see it on a license plate, on the clock. I happen to be born on 12/12, so I catch that one all the time. But you can look up the numbers too as angel readings, and they give you just this little message, and usually that message is on target with something that you're going through in your life, and it's just an assurance to let you know you're on the right path, or whatever it is that's troubling you is gonna pass, something simple like that. um, I was at the hospital one day, and I was with, a dear friend of mine, and we were about to go in, and I had to speak on behalf of somebody and see if I could track down a doctor. It just wasn't a great situation. And I opened my trunk to get a bag of clothes for this person, and a feather came down. And, she looked at me and she was like, Angel Michael. And I was like, yeah, all right. So just a reassurance that everything was going to work out. And it did. Um, I have deeper stories, but just pay attention to the signs. I guess that's my message. Believe in them, that you aren't alone, that the help that you're getting, if you need help, is sent because you need it at that time, and it's okay to take it. You don't have to feel like you are less than, or a nobody, or no good, or whatever you're thinking in your mind. We all need help every now and then, and it's okay. So I want to reiterate that I still get help. I hire people to help me, um, because I know I need it. I want to grow. I don't want to stay stuck. We should never be stuck. And that was one of my messages this week. Um, Being able to tap into the energy of the universe and use it for your own power. Like, we're all vibrating and we're all connected together. And if there's, 100 people you're around that are all negative, how do you think you're going to feel? You're that one positive, you think they're not going to bring you down? So choose wisely. Like, I don't watch the news. I know there's a ton of crap going on out there, and I refuse to let it into my life. If there's something super important I need to know, I'll find out. But am I going to make judgment on it without hearing both sides, without learning whatever, if it's that important? Or am I just going to say, "Oh, okay, that's happening, I need to care, but I'm not going to talk about it. I'm not going to dwell on it. I'm not going to let it consume my life, ruin my day." I can't, okay? Because I have this life and it's short, right? If life is a ruler and I am 48, where am I on my ruler and what am I doing with the rest of my life? And that's how we kind of need to think. Like, we have how much time? We don't even know, right? We have this pandemic. I went out today. I wished I didn't. I don't know what's going on, but it's hard, and it really, I don't go live on my wall. There's a ton of people I know. It took me a long time to be able to get over what are people going to think of me, whatever. It's okay. I always wished there was a place where I could broadcast out how I felt, or what I thought, to be able to tell people, and we have it. So I'm hoping some of it resonates with you. But if you're fighting with family, or you're this or you're that, man, think of your ruler and how much you have left and what are you doing with it. If you're watching Netflix, you're eating a bag of chips, you feel like you're overweight, you don't know how to get out of your own way, there's things you can do to take those steps. It's all, we have freedom of choice. We have to make the right choices, right? I just went through and did a block on my calendar for every hour, pretty much, that I'm awake, of what I need to be doing in those times to be able to move my life in the direction I want. I've done a lot, I've gotten really far, but I'm not done. And this pandemic and the way the world isn't going to stop me from living the way that I need to live, to be happy, grateful, and help others and serve, because that's really why we're all here. We can't do it alone, and we need help, but we can also help others with what we know and take that and help others to grow. There's so many people who are hurting right now that can use somebody. And if you're one of them, reach out. I'm here. Talk to me. Talk to somebody else. Realize that it's okay to be vulnerable. We all are going through a lot of crap. We all have a movie playing in our minds. And one thing that I've learned is you can change the movie, write a new one. And I know it sounds simple. There's people I am definitely close to that can't do that right now, that don't know how, that can't find their way and don't know why. And you can tell somebody what I'm talking about or anything, and if they can't get it in their mind, they're going to be stuck. But don't give up on them. Don't leave them be. Keep trying, let them know you love them. Be there for them, you know, um, and just love each other, guys. Love each other, because the way we're going is not the right way, and it needs to change. So if you want your life to be good, then change it. Do what you need to do. Lift somebody else up. We pay it forward. That's great. Dunkin' Donuts, someone pays for your order. How do you feel that day, right? You feel good. So go out and do that for others. Um, I guess I'm ranting. I did. I just really wanted to talk about being able to recognize the signs. But if you're watching, give me a shout out. If this resonates and you want to share it, please share it. Um, if you think it's woo woo, then I challenge you to ask yourself, how's your life? Where are you right now? Where are you going? Are you good? Because if you're negative and you're whining and you're bitching, that's not how it goes. It's not how you get where you want to go, in a place of happiness. I was never happy. I am now, and I made myself that way. It doesn't come from out there, it comes from inside. And even in a pandemic, you can have a good life. So let's try to help our neighbors, lift ourselves up, and reach out if you need to. I'm here, all right? That's all I got. Happy Sunday night, guys.